cholesterol to impede my blood flow. It's about getting that blood flow. It's about being able to perform. And what that translates to me is this great feeling of being renewed and stronger and confident.
Okay, so you talked about blood flow.
All right.
I saw an ad for PETA on social media a couple of weeks ago, and it actually almost showed two people doing it, and it said that vegans do it better or something like that because of the blood flow, or people on a plant-based diet. Is that true?
Well,
has your sex life changed?
So it is if I could blush, I'd be blushing right now.
He's got too much of a tan.
He's got too much of a tan to blush. That's a good problem to have. And you got all that vitamin D in your system.
Impotency being impotent is a precursor to heart disease, and having heart disease is basically not being able to have the proper vasodilation. Eating foods that prevent that, such as when you're eating, let's say, animal meat, which has the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol, that's intracellular adhesion molecules. And what that does is it makes the endothelial layer of your blood vessels very sticky. And so it's not basically, it reacts, and I can go on and on about this, but it reacts and it prevents your blood vessels from dilating. So instead it's constricting. And so when you combine that with what's happening from these oxidized LDL particles going into that layer, it's causing these clots. And at one point, these clots will just throb, and this endothelial layer will burst, and it'll clot and collect, and that's pretty much 90% of what how heart attacks occur.
From eating too much meat. Don't you think part of it is about a balance? Because I I love animals, obviously. I mean, I cooked up a pound of grass-fed, grass-finished beef for my dogs this morning. I was going to make homemade dog food, but I didn't have the rice that I needed, so I just grilled it up.
So you had it for breakfast instead?
No. I gave it to all my dogs. They're lucky dogs. And split it up between all 7 of them. Oh, my gosh, they almost did backflips. They were so thrilled. But I think it's backflip. I know that, Jill, that you believe in eating grass-fed beef. That's why I'm bringing it up. That I think that and there's a lot of people that say that a steak once in a while, just like being a pescatarian. Like for me, fish once or twice a month is a good thing.
I think that's what it's perspective. I mean, just because something is bad and you do it less doesn't make it not bad.
Yeah,
it's still bad to a lesser degree.
Yeah,
and so it's about how much allowance you will incorporate into your life.
Yeah.
So if you want to go completely, say, clean, and you don't want that at all, then of course you would omit it.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to get anything started here. I just really, it's good to put both sides out there for people listening so they can come to their own decisions about what's most important to them. So.
Yeah, and I think it's worth pointing out that in one of the biggest studies done in heart disease, 50% of people that die of a heart attack have normal cholesterol levels. So we have to remember that heart disease is more than just cholesterol.
They say it's sugar too, right?
Yeah, very much so. It's
destructive.
Anything that's pro-inflammatory, which protein may or may not fall into that category, but sugar and oxidized fats, which comes from fried foods and other things that are carbohydrates potentially. So cholesterol is important when it comes to heart disease, but cholesterol also helps us make our sex hormones. And so we can't be too afraid of cholesterol. And it's just like, the myths we'll get to in my section about how we shouldn't eat eggs. That's been disproven because on the premise that it's bad for our heart. And so we know that's not to be true.
Yeah, and it depends upon the egg. It does. I mean, so I eat eggs, and I'm a huge animal activist and advocate, but I only eat pasture-raised eggs, like truly pasture-raised eggs. And
but to Fitz's point, what I want to say is that a lot of times there's not a balance, and I've found this even in sports nutrition. They're big on protein consumption in the sports nutrition world for a variety of reasons, but what gets left out of the conversation is, don't forget, you still have to eat vegetables.
Right.
And so I think it's just a lack of balance that really trips people up, whether they're eating paleo or whatever it is, that we all should be eating a plant-based diet, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Whether you backfill with carbs, fats, or protein is your personal preference, but we all should be eating a lot of plants.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Absolutely.
And I'll give a shout out to Sun Warrior, one of our sponsors. It's a premier all-natural raw superfood company that truly is dedicated to providing the best vegan plant-based protein powders and supplements out there, along with Thorne Research as well. And so I want to go back to you, Fitz. So let's talk about this. What's the difference between veganism and whole foods plant-based diet?
Okay, so veganism, it incorporates ethics and morals. So anything that doesn't involve a sentient being that has a face or a mother, you simply omit it, but not for the sake of being healthy. Whole foods plant-based basically are foods that are minimally processed. If you had to throw out a number, maybe 5 ingredients or less, and they're comprised of vegetables, fruits, legumes, seeds, and tubers.
And what? Tubers?
Tubers, like potatoes.
Oh, I love potatoes.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't heard them called tuber
Red
in a long time.
Golden,
Were you in Scotland too? Or Ireland?
Tubers. And you know, vegan. Well, another example of a vegan food that's not healthy is like vegan desserts.
Right.
You know, you can go to town with that, but that's an influx of too much sugar.
Sugar, right.
Yeah.
To get the flavor, to satisfy the palate.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm not 100. I would say I'm not. I do my best to be 100% whole foods plant-based diet, but I may be a bad boy one day, and I may indulge in maybe a dessert or something because I feel like you have to live life a little bit.
You're human.
You're
Welcome
human.
to the human race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the way animals are treated in the dairy farms. I think it's horrific what goes on. But once in a while, I'm just like dying for a piece of cheese so bad, you know.
Man.
And I'll buy the vegan butter and I buy the vegan cheese, but you know, every once in a while. Now, I haven't eaten beef in a very long time, and I will never. I haven't eaten pork in 30 years.
Yeah.
I can't stand seeing a mother being taken away.
Oh my gosh.
From her baby.
Yeah, no, I can't either. And there's a lot of needs to change there. But you know, it's because of the way we're such a throwaway society. We throw away so much food. We waste so much. We want it when we want it, no matter who has to pay the price. That's a big part of the problem.
And we don't see the entire process.
We don't see the entire process.
We don't investigate. We don't backtrack.
And if we did, let me tell you, a lot less people would eat meat and dairy and all of it. They really would. They would be horrified if they've seen what I've seen as a Vanguard member of PETA and as an activist for Mercy for Animals. It is horrific. And what goes on in Mexico in the pork farms, oh my God, you guys, you would die if you saw some of the footage that I have seen. So, okay, I'm jumping off the box to go back to reality here. But what is so you wanted to talk about nitric oxide real quick. We're almost out of time on this segment, but what did you want to let us know about that?
Oh my gosh, it's so key. So nitric oxide is a gas that we produce. It's stimulated by certain foods that we ingest. And it's a great way to battle the intracellular adhesion molecules, which are the LDL particles.
Which you were talking about earlier.
Which I was talking about earlier. Okay. And so it promotes the vasodilation. And we can get that from like kale, spinach, and we had a discussion about, beets. And so it's really...
Beets make blood. That's what my mother-in-law used to say.
It looks like
vasodilation, yeah.
That's true. And we actually stop producing normal level at a certain age. I can't think of the number right now, but it's important to supplement that all throughout. And I like to incorporate doing that with making smoothies. It's really really easy. I don't make juices personally because I like to keep the fiber matrix. When I do make a smoothie, so that's really important. And going back to about blood flow, it'll help increase.
How's your sex life?
I cannot complain.
He has not commented.
Pomegranate.
Oh my gosh! Well, always great having you in studio. We're going to continue on here with Jill Lane and Fitz Lauder, talking about all kinds of things, but common food myths that are wildly untrue. And I wanted to give a quick shout out to Smoothie King because you can get a plant-based protein. Get Sun Warrior at Smoothie King. So go get yourself a smoothie and ask for some plant-based Sun Warrior protein powder. Everyone, stay tuned. You're listening to One Life Radio.
Hi, I'm Charlize Theron with People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. Almost all the puppies for sale at your local mall were churned out by breeding facilities called puppy mills. Constant confinement drives the dogs mad. They are impregnated continually until they can no longer produce a litter. If you choose a dog from the mall, a dog you could have saved from the pound will die.
Contact PETA to learn how you can make a difference at 757-622-PETA or visit PETA.org.
Introducing Moonlight, the latest squat to poop stool from Squatty Potty. Moonlight will light your way to the toilet on the darkest of nights. May your love of Squatty Potty burn brightly day or night with a motion and light activated night light with 3 brightness settings. Go to squattypotty.com/OneLife for 15% off your entire purchase. Follow the Moonlight.
Hey, this is Sean Wells of the International Society of Sports Nutrition. One Life Radio is proud to partner with the ISSN. The ISSN is the world's leading scientific organization dedicated to the science of supplements and sports nutrition. For their latest conferences and events, go to the ISSN.org. That's the ISSN.org.
Hi everyone, this is Bernadette. Do you know why I love Paleo Magazine? Paleo Magazine was founded with the purpose of providing readers with the information they need to live strong, vibrant, healthy lives. They are dedicated to partnering with leaders in the paleo community to spread the knowledge of ancestral health principles without the influence of big pharma or big agriculture. Paleo Magazine. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram, or visit them at paleomagonline.com. That's paleomagonline.com.
Here's the dill pickle. Squatty Potty works. It's awesome. Find yours at your local Bed Bath & Beyond, Amazon, or squattypotty.com. That's squattypotty.com.
Lala's Mexican Cafe. Clean, real food for your mind, body, and soul. Lala's believes that what you eat matters, and so do I. That's why they serve only the cleanest, freshest ingredients, serving grass-fed beef, organic chicken, non-GMO tortillas and chips, non-processed cheese, and non-refined sugar and unprocessed flour. Stop by Lala's Mexican Cafe for one of their organic margaritas, sweetened with stevia, and experience a better way to live La Vida Verde. And if I see you there, margaritas are on me. That's Lala's Mexican Cafe in Preston Center, Dallas, Texas.
This is Jill with the One Life Radio Fueling Champions Minute. Did you know magnesium is a cofactor in more than 300 enzyme systems that regulate diverse biochemical reactions in the body, including protein synthesis, muscle and nerve function, blood glucose control, and blood pressure? Magnesium is required for energy production, oxidative phosphorylation, and glycolysis. That's a mouthful. How do you know if you're getting enough? Signs and symptoms of possible magnesium deficiency include restless leg syndrome, agitation, insomnia, muscle stiffness, cramping, and aches. Well, where do you find magnesium? Food sources include raw almonds, leafy greens like cooked spinach and chard, raw cashews, pumpkin seeds, black beans, avocados, and my favorite, dark chocolate. Don't forget those Epsom salt baths, and be smart about supplementation. This has been the One Life Radio Fueling Champions Minute.
Did you know, when depressed, sheep hang their heads and avoid company? But if content, they socialize and wag their tails like puppies. Rams lean against stone walls so that other sheep can stand on their backs to reach high grasses. Sheep recognize each other by facial features, and when shown photographs, they can remember at least 50 other sheep and 10 human beings, even if they haven't seen them for 2 years. At Poplar Springs Sanctuary, you'll meet rescued sheep, like Fanny, who was found tied to a mailbox, and Adam, who escaped ritual sacrifice. Visitors' faces echo Anatole France's words, "Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened." This is Ingrid Newkirk with PETA, reminding us that it's easy to be kind, perhaps by choosing faux fleece.
We're trying to have a good time tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. It's my birthday. No, it's not. But I still look good, though.
Oh, my my gosh, love this song, everyone. Welcome back to One Life Radio. This is Bernadette. I have a full studio here. Aviana Barrientos, Jill Lane, and Fitz Lauder, and of course, Diamond on the controls. You can call now if you want, 214-787-1190 to receive a free copy of Jen Sincero's book, You Are a Badass Every Day, and How to Keep Your Motivation Strong, Your Vibe High.